here we are, folks, at the Backroads Channel, and we're at a favorite destination here. This is the Fort Diner in Fort Madison, Iowa, the home of the Wallyburger, and we're going to get in to eat one. And we're going to have a tenderloin myself, because I love tenderloin. I'm not brave enough to try the Wallyburger, but we're going to experience it firsthand. Mark is, that is. So come on along, and don't forget to like and subscribe right here on the Backroads Channel.
Jake Greenwald is here, the owner of the Fort Diner. Jake, thanks a lot for taking the time to spend this time with us. We really appreciate it. Now, we walk in here, you see this from the outside. It's almost like the old TV show Alice in Mel's Diner, because it really is that kind of feel here. You don't see many establishments like this anymore. Just give us a history of the Fort Diner, if you would, please.
Oh, sure. Well, it was the building itself was bought by two fellas back in 1941. The building came from Galesburg, Illinois, on a train, manufactured in Galesburg by the Butler Company. So it's been called a Butler building. Anyway, the two guys that bought it ended up having to go to war. They were both drafted, and only one of them came home. So the one that came home continued the process of setting it up and getting it all going, and basically that's the beginnings. Throughout the years, a lot of the local people in Fort Madison used to come in and, hi Rob, and yeah, so these windows tilt out. That's how they had air conditioning back then. That was their air conditioner. Anyway, so the guys started up as a nice little place to have breakfast or lunch, and we're only open 7 or 8 hours a day. And so a lot of the local places like Schaefer, Penn, a lot of them used to walk up here and eat hamburgers and French fries and stuff like that, chili. I guess they sold a lot of chili back then. But just several of the local businesses would come over and have lunch or breakfast. And it all went well for 30 years. And then after that, it got sold to Gene and Nadine Lyle. Gene and Nadine kept the place the same. Didn't change a thing. One thing I forgot to mention was that they did change their hours. They were open in the evenings also for 30 years. So then along comes myself and my brother back in 1995, September of 95, rodeo weekend. We bought the place, took everything outside, cleaned it all up in here, put it all back together, and it's been a continuous diner they say the oldest continuous diner in the state. So I've had it now for 29 years. It'll be 30 years in September. And so that's pretty much how it all came to be.
Are you planning on having a 30-year celebration?
Oh, probably will.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep, probably something like that.
Now you call this a diner. Maybe this is splitting hairs a little bit, but what would be the difference between that and what you call a regular restaurant that most people know?
Well, the definition between a cafe and a diner, I don't know that definition, but I would think it is more of a sit down like you're at home place instead of a restaurant where they got you all booped off and everything like that. This is the only thing I can think of.
How many places also have a counter with stools that go from one end to the other?
Not very many that I've ever been to. No.
And you said that these stools are the original stools, right?
And
The old
I've
one?
kept everything in here original except appliances like a coffee pot, a toaster, cash register, those are not original. All the counters and all this is original. Everything, these tables, the seats, everything.
Amazing to me is how it gives you that real warm feeling sitting here, a welcome feeling. And I mean, you're looking right where your food's being cooked, you can see it.
Yeah. That's a big one there. I mean, I've hired hundreds of cooks, good ones. But when you put them in front of the public, they lose it. That's serious. They lose it. They can't do it.
They're not used to the public being right
No,
there.
they're not used to that. So,
But doesn't that add to the mystique of it?
well, I think it does.
Yeah.
Sure. I really do. I think it really does.
Cooks that get stage fright. I never would have thought that.
That's what it, yeah,
Wow.
boils down to. Yeah. And some people just get overwhelmed, and they can't keep up with the tickets, the order.
Well, that's the thing. Once you get fairly full in here, if you've got one guy here at the grill, I imagine things get hopping pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Can't have stage fright.
No.
No. So,
And this gives a unique feel too. I mean, it's a one-on-one situation where you don't have to say, well, it's table 4, this is what you see.
yeah, she knows where everything goes. Believe me. The waitress, they gotta know. So does the cook, really. I know who's eating what after 30 years. I mean,
Now you have your regulars come
Yeah,
in,
sure.
and they all basically, you know what they're going to order.
Well, I've got a pretty good idea.
Do you?
Sometimes they'll skip around a little bit, but
Throw you a curveball now.
yeah.
Well, you've got to try basically one of everything on the menu, find out what you
Why not?
like best, and then make that your regular.
Hey, back in glass water. Thank you.
Speaking of menu, for a diner like this, you really have a very diverse menu.
Absolutely. You bet.
What are some of the more popular items on the menu?
Probably the tenderloin. We cut the loin, and then we tenderize it, and then we bread it. The whole shebang right here. It's not shipped in.
So it's not one of them pre-made ones.
It's not a fritter. That's what a lot of people don't realize. Just like today, we got a truck in, and there's a couple of cases of fritters out there. They call them tenderloins, but that's not what a tenderloin is. No, it isn't. And this is where you can get a real tenderloin.
And to a lot of the listeners don't have any idea what a real tenderloin is.
Nope. Yeah.
I mean, it's actually a pork loin. It's pounded out.
Yep. Breaded. We bread it our way. There's some that bread them differently, but
Didn't you say something about you were like voted in the state of Iowa for having one of the best tenderloins?
yeah, we got first place
First place.
a couple of times. The other bestseller, Matt, what would you say? Philly?
Philly cheesesteak,
That's a good one. Real good one.
Okay.
bacon cheeseburgers. I sell a lot of bacon cheeseburgers.
Of course. Sure.
You've got some really interesting names for entrees up there, like the Thriller. Tell us about that.
The Thriller is just a hamburger on a toasted bun with your choice of any kind of dressing you want, whatever you can think of. Probably got it. And then it gets lettuce and tomato, and that's the Thriller. The Thunderburger is named after a local legend that was a super big guy, and we just named a burger after him because he liked the Thunderburger, and that is a 10-ounce patty of meat served open face. Okay, so then it gets what's a Thunder gets? American or Swiss?
Pepper jack,
Pepper jack cheese, and then it gets
small bowl of chili
a
on
bowl
it.
of chili on top of that. Gets sprinkled with shredded cheddar cheese, and it's good to go.
Side of
And
Alka-Seltzer with
diced
it.
diced onions on top.
That sounds fabulous.
That's
One of my favorites.
That's a meal in
called
itself.
Thunder for a reason.
Yeah, it's big. Fills the whole plate.
Would you
So it's
care to
called-
elaborate on that?
That's enough.
Well, outside you've got a sign that says "Home of the Wallyburger." That's what we're really interested in. Tell us about the Wallyburger. There's got to be an interesting story behind that.
It's I used to eat at a place in St. Olaf, Iowa. Population, I think back then was 240 people. But I used to go there for lunch every now and then, and they had a 1-pound hamburger, and it was delicious. So that when we opened up here, I brought my brother Walt. A lot of people called him Wally, and so we named that one after him. And I changed it a little bit of the burger. I put condiments on top, like 4 slices of cheese and mushrooms and onions, and it comes out to be a really nice lunch for somebody that's real hungry.
Is that the key to that? Somebody that's really hungry?
I would have to say it would be that. We do have a Wally challenge, and it's been attempted quite a few times. Only 2 people have done it. It's eat 4 of the Wallyburgers in less than an hour, and you win a $200 gift certificate for the 4.
Okay, so that's one Wallyburger every 15 minutes. No fries or anything like that with it, just the 4 sandwiches.
Just the 4 sandwiches.
Wow.
Okay. That is a daunting task if ever I heard of one.
Mark, are you up to
No.
this?
I think I'm going to have all I can do to get one down, but I'm going to try.
So how often does that get tried? On an average year?
I don't know, maybe 25 times.
Really? That's it?
Yeah, it was a lot more than that. But then, once we had so many of them that couldn't make it, it kind of got few and far between.
I wonder why.
But I've had women try the challenge. I had one girl that ate all but 1/2 of one, so she ate 3.5.
Wow.
Quite a few people will eat 2 of them, no problem, but then they get thirsty.
Yeah, the liquid starts to fill you up.
Kind of all over.
Yep.
bad.
But that's, now, I also heard rumor to the effect that you serve breakfast
Oh, boy.
anytime.
Yes.
Tell us about your breakfast.
Well, we was the first one in the area with a mess, which is hash browns, onions and peppers, and then you get your choice of bacon, ham, or sausage mixed in with that. And then you get your 2 eggs, however you would like them. Scrambled into it, over easy, sunny side up. That's the mess. And it's a good seller. Probably sell, on a weekend, we probably sell 50 of them.
And you can come in here and get breakfast anytime you're open.
Betcha. Yep.
Now, I also heard rumors that you said that you also do something called liver and onions. Is that true?
Yes, it is. We've been doing it for 30 years. And they just keep coming back.
So there really is a good market for liver and onions.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Isn't there, man?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Be surprised.
Fresh liver, we do it in-house.
We do it, we scan it and we can it. And then we bread it. And a nice solution of flour and salt, pepper, garlic. And it gets seared on one side, seared on the other side. You get your onions already cooking. And then I put a glaze on it, which is made out of Worcestershire sauce, water, and brown sugar, and garlic. Fresh garlic.
I'm with you on the onions.
So it goes over the whole thing. And if you try this liver and onions once, you'll be back. Guaranteed.
So if you don't like liver and onions right now, if I were to try this, I would love it. People have told me that before.
Yeah,
You really think I would?
it's true. Yeah.
When do you serve liver and onions?
Tomorrow night. Every Thursday night.
Every Thursday night, okay. Okay. Do you guys like liver and onions?
I grew up with it, but no.
It's not like
No.
yeah. It's not like that. Not at all.
I
Some
did.
Mom
people
used to
like
make
it
it for us, but Dad would eat it as kids and get something else.
better. The
Yeah.
kids would put in their boot or something like that.
Well, I got to the point where we were ready to strike. Make it mine. But
Yeah, so then we also do barbecue on the weekend. Ribs, chicken, barbecue chicken, pork butt, brisket.
you get a lot of orders to go.
Yes.
You do. So they can call ahead and get them.
That's it. Yep, this place fills up. People keep going around the block. You can see them now. And, but we got a whole lot of people.
I like that we have the train nearby. That really adds to that mystique to
They've
it.
got trains stacking up right now too.
Yeah.
About 70 of them a day.
70 trains.
Yeah, I
a day.
believe it. This is a really busy line.
So,
Sure is.
and then you
Yeah,
have,
watching trains, you got a front row seat.
yeah.
There's 3 of them.
Yep.
Yeah, there are.
So, and you have different specials every day of the week.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep, we got
One thing I had here once was your meatloaf. It was phenomenal. Your meatloaf
we
was better
had,
than my grandmother
we
made.
usually have that on Thursdays, along with the liver. If one of you don't like liver, most people like meatloaf. No, so that's why we do that.
Now, he's got a big patty on the grill right now. Tell me that's not the Wallyburger.
That's the Wallyburger.
And somebody actually ate 3.5 of those.
4. That's 2 of them, they ate 4.
I call it a meat
This ain't happening.
It keeps growing. You know, it gets bigger.
Yeah, it's not even full size yet.
You know.
This ain't happening, guys.
Well, you told me that that was one thing you wanted to have was a Wallyburger.
We have what you call a mini Wally, and that's our regular size 5-ounce burger with the mushrooms and onions on it or whatever you like. It's real good. A lot of people will go out.
Well, as my son says, go big or go home.
Well, that's definitely big.
We're here to make a wally the full size. We'll do that when y'all get a few minutes.
Okay.
And then you tell him how you want to cook it. Not like that, whether you like a medium rare, or whatever.
I like some beef.
So you can have the burger cooked the way you like it. It's not what they do.
You can have it any way you like it. Just like your eggs or basically anything.
Right.
Just sitting right here. Hey, can you throw that on a little longer or get it off of there?
Have you seen this?
No.
That's the Wallyburger right there. Does crunchy tomato also go on the Wallyburger?
If you want, you can have anything you want on it. But it comes with sauteed onions.
Yep, absolutely.
And then it comes with 2 strips, 2 American.
I hope you're hungry.
Not that hungry.
You can do it, man. It's great burger.
It looks to die for.
As a matter of fact, a mini Wally with bacon. That's pretty good.
Oh, this is amazing.
Now the grill under equipment back there, is that vintage 1941?
So the grill itself is the original grill. Wow.
Everything there. They made things right.
Well, it's,
Yeah, they did back then.
of course, it's seasoned, so it's got all these years with it.
Yeah, really. Now, the refrigerator is all different.
Yeah.
We go through a bunch of them.
Well, my Wallyburger has been made. It's sitting in front of me. And yeah, to say that this is a daunting task to eat this whole thing. And as you recall, Jake was talking about the Wallyburger challenge. 4 of these in an hour. Can't even wrap my brain or my stomach around that. This is going to be a challenge enough. This thing is one of the biggest burgers I've ever seen. But it is just fabulous. I went ahead and put lettuce and tomato on mine. But if you want to come on in, Pam, let's get a good look at this. Now, they stuck this serrated edge knife in the sandwich. I don't know whether this is to slice my own throat if I can't eat it all, or probably the burger, but let's take a look at it. Lettuce and tomato does not come typically on a Wallyburger, but you can have it, as I did. So you get past the lettuce and tomato, all the cheeses, and look at the juice. The juice is just seeping out of this. So this will be a nice, good, juicy burger. There are the mushrooms and the onions are in here amidst the cheeses. Oh boy, this is a sandwich unlike no other. So,
Are you going to pick it up and eat it, or are you going to
well, how else do you eat a burger? You pick it up and, well, maybe I will.
Some people cut them in half. But you're going to go for the gusto.
No, I gotta see, you know what? We'll do this. I should cut this in 4ths, actually. And they gave me a fork, so you can eat this with a fork also. Now, come take a look inside this. You can get this any way you want. I like mine a little on the medium rare side. Look how thick that is. And see the juices right in that burger. Oh boy. Steam still coming off of it. That is going to be a fantastic sandwich. Okay, now for the moment of truth. If I can still find a place to pick this up from. Without it completely coming apart on me.
You didn't cut it all the way.
Close enough. All right, here we go. This is hot. Oh man. Oh boy. And see, the juices are just running down my ham.
That's a sign of a good burger.
I do believe half of this will do me. We'll see though, you never know.
I'm a betting man, Jake, that he can finish it.
If I have an hour for this, maybe.
I think he's doing pretty good. He's darn good. Look, big old healthy bite. That's what you want. That's, show your appetite.
A few moments later.
Wow, that's good.
Looks like a fabulous sandwich.
It is.
Nice and
Really.
tender, good white meat.
Very tender.
Well, as you can see, I made it halfway through the Wallyburger. I got to the point I wanted to get at. I'm not dead yet, but
That's
if I
halfway.
Yeah, this is halfway. This is half the sandwich. Now look at my hand. See all the juices from the burger that's in there? They're just dripping off my hand. I even cleaned the countertop up a little bit too. Juices in the plate. This is not a sandwich you're going to eat driving down the road, folks. Not going to happen. But get in front of, well, get here at the Fort Diner, get up to the counter, or if you're going to take it to go, get home in front of your TV, turn the ball game on or whatever, and enjoy a Wallyburger. You got to try one of these. These are absolutely fabulous. And if you're like me and you don't want to stuff yourself to the gills, cut it in half. You got 2 meals out of it. Can't beat that.
No. And the tenderloin is fantastic.
And you're still not through yours either, so I don't feel quite so bad.
Hey. Hey.
Oh. Thank you.
Well, Jake, thanks so much.
Thank you guys very much.
I mean,
I gotta get on down the trail, but
the food is fantastic. I'm glad you're keeping the place the same way.
well, thank you.
It is a very beautiful place. It's got that real warm feeling to it, and it's nostalgic at that. And it brings a delight to sit here and visit. I like the openness of it, that you get to visit with the cook. You can have stuff made, you can watch it made. Dan, he's ready to hibernate now from his burger.
I think I better.
I think they want 2 to go.
Yeah.
2, I'd say, medium to go containers.
Well, Jake, again, thank you so much for your kindness and inviting us in and having this. We look forward to getting this up and inviting people here, right? We need to invite people here for this.
Absolutely.
Well, this is still a sense of Americana. This is the way it used to be. So
Yes.
you can really
I
kind of
got
step back
there.
in time here and
I got that.
just enjoy the old time atmosphere and some great food.
Sure.
Well, you can see how far I got on the Wallyburger. I got halfway through it, which they tell me is the equivalent of about 1.5 regular cheeseburgers. So I feel pretty good about that, and actually I do feel pretty good. I'll tackle the other half a little bit later on at home. But we want you to come on in and try the Wallyburger. They also have a Wallyburger challenge, as you heard Jake mention earlier. If you feel brave enough to give that a shot, come on in and give it a go. But they've got so many different daily specials. They do barbecue on Saturdays. What a vast menu for this little place, the Fort Diner, right in downtown Fort Madison. Come and check it out. And as always, we want to thank you for coming with us on the Backroads Channel. I'm Mark. Rich is also along with us. Until next time, the Backroads Channel on YouTube, your Backroads to Adventure. Be sure to like and subscribe.